Hey everybody, it's Adriana and welcome back to another recap video. This is the fourth and final recap for Project and Portfolio 1. Let's get started. In week 4, there was the final 2 assignments, the weekly check-in quiz, same questions, and then the biggest assignment of this whole class, because it actually, as far as weight wise for the final grade, it is worth 50% of the whole grade. As far as the video recordings, there were only 4. They averaged, the first one was 40 minutes and then the rest are about 20 minutes and below. As far as the rest of the steps to add to the Game of Life project, there were 6 steps total to add this week for the final week. First up was to add the ability to save an existing game board and also to load a new game board. I had to add a whole new menu to the menu bar. It was called File, and then from there, within that File menu, I had to add 5 new options. One to make a new game board, so new. One to save a game board, save as, save the existing game board, and then import an existing pattern and import it into the project, and then of course exit to exit the program. Next, I had to add another menu, the view menu, to the menu bar, and then I had to add 2 options in there, and they would be used as a checkbox type of deal. And it was for 2 universe types, one for Finite and then the other Torah Idol. I don't think I'm saying that right, but that's what I think is how they're supposed to be said. The Finite universe type has to do with not having as many edges and neighbor cells around it. The other one is kind of like the opposite, and instead it's wraps around the edges, but I had to add them 2 options. And then the next one, 4.4, reset settings, I had to add a reset to default section to the options menu, where I also have my settings dialog box. And that was it for 4.4. 4.5 is adding the import option to the file menu to give my project the ability to import any kind of Game of Life pattern into the program. And with 4.6, that was adding 2 options related to the grid. One to make a 10 by 10 grid appear, and then the other one to make the lines on the grid look darker and thicker. Lastly, the heads up display. I had to add 4 options to that would appear as text on the grid. And it had to have 4 things: the number of generations, the number of living cells, the boundary type, whether it's Finite or Torah Idol, and the universe type. And that was it. I got my grade back on Saturday, and I got a 96 on the final project. I got docked for the grid part, not being able to click it, and then also the universe type not working as well. Personally, my project was not perfect at all. I felt like a lot of things weren't working and they weren't really. It's done. I got the grade back. Overall grade for the class is a 98, which is awesome. I'm glad to be done with this class. My final thoughts with Project and Portfolio 1. Not a huge fan of Game of Life. It was a pain in the butt. Gave me a lot of headaches, and I feel like this class in particular needs a lot of work. The instructions, for one, they need to be a lot more clear. They're not really that great instructions for each of the steps for what to do for each of the assignments to add on to the project. I just felt like it wasn't really that clear, and I know I'm not the only one that felt like the instructions weren't really that great, and that needs a lot of improvement. Second, the whole lectures issue and the fact that the campus course director that's in charge of the campus students and the campus class for this project portfolio class, the fact that I found out that he does the lectures and he records the lectures for his section only. And this is the clip that I got from the Discord group confirming, because that student is in his section and he has access to the recordings. But he confirmed that only that section gets the recordings, and I just don't feel like that's right, especially when all the other classes, they share the recordings for all the sections, no matter if it's online or in person. I don't get that. And then the online recordings, they are over a year old. They need to be updated, and they need to include more step-by-step. And that would be it for this recap, and thank goodness Project and Portfolio 1 is done, and now I can move on to the next class, which is data structures and algorithms. So I will see you guys in the next class and in the next recap videos. Thanks for listening once again, and if you have any questions, just shoot me a message or comment below. Thanks again. Bye.